Okay, welcome to the market overview for this week. It is currently Monday and night, the 18th of December, 2023. So what I want to cover in this market overview is, first of all, I just want to say, going into the last weeks of December here, take some time to chill out, take some time to really just enjoy family, and volatility will probably die out, so you don't have to be at the keyboard the whole time and at the screens. Just kind of chill out and then come back swinging January, early next year. That is for me the plan, and I think that is a great plan for the majority of people trading. So what are we looking at? Just to get into market overview anyways, for those that do care and for those that do think, just kind of, who cares, I want to trade regardless, and that is also cool. So here we are in 3-day. We can check the weekly, right? The first down candle in, what was that, 9 weeks, I believe. Was it 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? And then the ninth closed bearish. This is pretty nice. It's still this candle currently, the weekly currently looks really good. It's the first day, so it's not much to say about that yet. 3-day. Slowly grow down. You're still in this double range, right? So again, range 1, range 2, right? Those are the two ranges, and of course you can probably copy paste this and create a tertiary range up to those highs there, but these are the current two ranges that are actually significant, and I don't really want to be looking at this level quite yet until we maybe flip this here and continue up in there. So what are we looking at here, right? Essentially what's key is we flipped all these levels. As I said, this level was insanely important to flip on last week's overview, I believe it was, and if we flip this, we can continue to see strength. If we don't and we close under it, you can continue to see weakness. Very simple game plan. This is kind of the 43k level, so you get 42.8. We'll go down to the daily, see what we're looking at here. Similar thing. It's been a great uptrend. There's nothing to say bad about the uptrend, and in fact we still haven't broken structure, because this is kind of the main structural point. That to break this would be, okay, now we're going to go down to 30s and kind of create one of these or one of these that really resets down to that origin point, right, which would be down over there. But currently we haven't broken structure significantly to create something like that, right? You can imagine if we come down here that this can bleed out into this level and then come back up. But currently we're looking very bullish. So let's go down to, let's say 4 hour. This is an amazing chart to be at. So you can kind of see a sense of this consolidating here. What is this order block for? I think this is a breaker block. Let me just double check what this is for. Yeah, so that's a breaker. Cool. It's good to know what that is. Okay, so if we're down to the 4 hour, you're kind of like tightening up here, arguably, you know. And this can resolve either way. Of course, you can do this, you can do that. Additionally, you could just draw a simple trend line to say, okay, this is kind of the resistance now. It's kind of like a meme trend line, of course. And this would be the support line, so to speak, that is currently holding up. Now, this is kind of like a meme to be drawing pennants like this and just, whoa, that voice crack. Yeah, these pennants, and just kind of hoping that these resolve in some type of insanely volatile price action, especially with the time of year we're at right now. But what I would more importantly be looking at is kind of these crucial levels, kind of these VRVP levels, right? You can see we have a nice order block kind of here, and that aligns perfectly well with this price action. So you could definitely be looking, maybe if we come down into this level, which is also beautiful 38k level, right? Which also coincides with this order block I had drawn up here, right? So this is kind of a macro order block up here that we have just ripped through, which then turns into a breaker. I'll probably do a video on breakers hopefully this week before I go on vacation on a trip. And if I don't, then that is what it is, and I'll do it once I come back. But a breaker is essentially an order block that was ripped through, and then when we retest it from the top, right? So you have an order block. Well, we can just draw it, right? Order block, and you come in and you rip through it, and then when it comes back to that same order block, this order block turns into a breaker, and you can imagine it turns into support. That is essentially what breakers are. So yeah, and then you have this kind of coincision of different levels, or yeah, just a bunch of different levels kind of creating confluence right here, right? So this, you have this order block, you have it as a breaker, this major order block here, then you have this, then you kind of have this nice 38, 39 level here. So if we do come dip down into here, this might be a nice level to begin to target for longs or for short once we reach somewhere up here and reject from what I'm about to get into, which is this 42.8 level, right? So yeah, so this is one scenario. We'll just draw that out. We kind of come up here and you target this where you can start aiming for longs and put in something like this. Now I'm giving you guys just ideas of what could happen, but of course it all depends on price action, how it reacts at this level. So that's kind of one idea. Another idea is, of course, so you have this trend line here as a meme. So we take, so this is kind of take liquidity, reject off of this level, break down into this level, and then of course we can ultimately, if we so please to see that, or that just happens to be the case, bleed down to whatever else levels that are below. But that's not something I'm too concerned about now, since we have so many nice levels, yeah, ranging from all the way, I would say 38. This is such a beautiful level that I don't see why I would play another one as of right now or be worried about any other one. Another play you could see is we rip through this level and then we want to see a reclaim of 42.8. If we see the reclaim of 42.8, I would say that's relative strength. And we might want to see new highs before we ultimately, there we go, before we ultimately take these highs and of course bleed back down as per usual, as we can see happens here and every rally ever, right? So just kind of see that rally. So those are kind of my two scenarios that I'd be looking at right now. So main interest levels 38k for longs. This would be an insanely good level. Of course, if we break out, flip this, I might maybe look for a long here depending on what I'm doing in relation to Christmas, etc, etc, etc. So that's kind of it for Bitcoin, really. The overall overview, what you're going to be looking at. You know, I wouldn't be too overeager to trade in times like these. But yeah, that's essentially it for Bitcoin. So what else do we have to look at? So as for strong coins, I have a list here and I posted on my free Telegram. So for anybody that's not there, then the link's going to be down in the description. Also, sign up at Bybit. That is my partner. So sign up there with my referral link also in the description below. So what else do I have to say? Yeah, these are kind of the strong coins. I can kind of go over what they look like, right? So Beam, it just shows relative strength. I'm going to go over the spaghetti chart here in a second with you guys too. Beam is just something continuously interesting to play. It's kind of tapped this very interesting level for me personally. So you could say this is an order block. It's tapped kind of this very interesting level. So yeah, this is kind of an interesting one to see with this kind of like weird high up here where we had this kind of ascending triangle that broke down. There's currently liquidity resting above that. So yeah, that's an interesting play to look at if we can see with the VWAP levels, etc., some type of retest of this and maybe a sweep and who knows, possibly highs, right? So this is kind of the level where you might want to do business. Let's see, Ordi. Interesting. We're currently in a range, so we had this insane rip, right, from fucking whenever this was, late to early October. Currently up whatever 1400%. But what you want to be looking at is something like this forming up here as well, right? Kind of, yeah, you can't really draw it like that, but you can definitely say, who knows, something like this. Or more specifically for me currently, what I'd be looking at, to be honest, and more, yeah, less extreme is this range that we have set up. And I think you could argue this is, of course, an uptrend kind of. But whoops, that's the VRVP. But for me, it's just a range, to be honest. That's how I like to play it. And then we can see if we can long the bottom of the range, then what is the harm in longing the bottom of the range, right? It's a strong coin. If we pump up to highs, we have, I think, a 40% play. It's not grabbing it. Yeah, so 40% play. Big time, exactly the same situation, which is why they're right next to each other. Range here, extremely strong coin. Hey, could it just kind of break down here, which it looks like it might want to, and come down here? Sure. Order block over here, see what we can play there, and just kind of take it level by level. Don't continue to play it. That's why take your time here to kind of just take time off, because people may take profits, people may just relax, leave positions to get stop loss, etc., etc. You do not want to be constantly taking all these longs where you're like, oh, this order block or this and this and this bottom range, and before you know it, that's how you return gains, right? It's this over eagerness to constantly trade in times where, hey, maybe it's nice to take a break. Maverick coin, great uptrend, right? We can see that. Also in this range, right? So we have a range drawn for this too, and this is the middle of the range. So we'll just turn this one light blue for a second. And yeah, it's just a strong coin. There's not much else to say about it, but if we can find a ripper on this, then we can see for longs on that. Edu, I haven't seen many people talk about it, but it's a great coin. Look at this uptrend, right? It's just objectively a great uptrend here. Yeah, I posted this on Twitter. It's an interesting fractal, so to speak, where you kind of had this crazy dump into a wick that slowly drifted up, and then we kind of consolidated here, just like I drew out here, and then we kind of ripped up before we dumped again, right? You can see something like this with a break of this trend line, and you have a good position for longs. Meme, yeah, just I would say great, very strong, amazing, nice. Support level here, pretty obvious, I think. That's one support level to be looking at. Boom, boom, boom. Where's the template? I just didn't press on it. Template red. So this is a nice support level to look at, or more specifically, maybe just draw it as an area, right? So if we're in here, we kind of had these equal lows that got taken out, right? So this can kind of get wiped out, but these were the equal lows, they got taken out, and now we have this kind of support area here that you could want to play long. So yeah, no, I'm just drawing out things here for fun, but okay, that's that. Say I just put this in the Telegram when we're down here, so that's an amazing trade already. Yeah, just strong. I saw this pennant structure forming up, and who knew, right? It could just form up strength here. Additionally, there's kind of this range formation or something. Yeah, it's just a strong coin, just like most of these other ones. And then finally BLZ, which I was tweeting about for a while down here, and I took a trade on the breakout from over here, which was an amazing trade. Kind of the same kind of structure as we're seeing on something, I think, like, was it meme? Was it Edu? Yeah, something like Edu, right? Where you come up into this trend line and you break through it and you have insane strength. And I think there's a few other ones that have similar setups, including Bitcoin itself right now. You can see that's kind of the setup I have here, where if we come through here and you kind of like break through that, you're going to get a lot of liquidity. And that's exactly what happened on BLZ here with this beautiful up formation kind of. And then this would have been a nice consolidation or range to play into this. So that's essentially it for everything. I hope that kind of helped. Again, if you guys want, sign up at Bybit. Oh yeah, I'll just go over spaghetti chart. If you guys do decide to trade, then of course go to the spaghetti chart video. That's a previous video, 2 videos ago. I'm not sure at this point. And you can kind of trade weakness or strength currently in the market and see how you set this up. All these tickers that I have in here, so you can see currently very strong is Beam. What else is this? Is this TRB? No, STX seems strong right now. Yeah, so you can kind of pick out what coins, and all of these coins trade on Bybit. So if you want to trade all these cryptos, then go over to Bybit, sign up with my referral link down below. Finally, join the Telegram group. Link is also below. I make a bunch of calls on there, and then you don't miss out on any of these kind of scam coins that are about to rip. And having to find them yourself, and you can just find them through me. So that's easy. So yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys around. Be careful in the markets. Take some time off if you have to, and enjoy.